The piercing bark of Baron, the retired police dog, shattered the somber air inside the Armitage Memorial Chapel in the sleepy town of Westmere, New Zealand. Rigid and trembling, the German shepherd stared intently at the ornate oak coffin of Superintendent Calvin Trent. The minister's solemn words were drowned by Baron's relentless howling, unsettling mourners and halting the service. "Get that animal out of here," barked Deputy Superintendent Lucas Dane, his cheeks flushed with fury. Detective Rowan Hayes hesitated. He had worked alongside Baron and Trent for years. This wasn't grief, it was a warning. When Baron broke free and lunged at the casket, shredding the draped fabric with his teeth, the chapel erupted into chaos. Rowan stepped forward, voice calm but resolute. "Open the coffin. Now." In the breathless silence that followed, only Baron's low growls remained. What they discovered next would shake Westmere to its core. Rowan Hayes, 47, had served under Superintendent Trent for most of his career. Their bond ran deeper than professional respect. As a teenager caught vandalizing public property, Rowan had met Trent, then a patrol officer, who had taken him home instead of jail, offering structure and mentorship. That act transformed Rowan's life. Superintendent Calvin Trent had been the heart of the Westmere Police Department for nearly 3 decades. At 62, with his crisp demeanor and keen sense of justice, he was loved by the community. He and his wife, Margaret, unable to have children, dedicated their lives to mentoring youth and training K-9 officers. Baron, once Trent's partner, had been injured in the line of duty and became their loyal companion. Margaret, a retired family therapist, brought Baron to the funeral against the advice of Lucas Dane. The moment the dog entered the chapel, he became agitated, barking at the coffin as though sensing something unseen. Rowan grew suspicious. Dr. Layla Noorani, the regional pathologist, had also been uneasy with the speed of the funeral. Trent was reportedly dead of cardiac arrest, yet had passed his recent medicals with flying colors. That night, Rowan insisted on staying at the funeral home with Baron. At midnight, a strange man in a trench coat slipped in through the side entrance, claiming to be an old army friend of Trent's. Baron growled. Moments later, Rowan and Baron heard a faint noise, a thump from inside the coffin. The man fled before Rowan could stop him. At the next day's funeral service, Baron broke loose again, barking frantically and tearing at the coffin. Rowan shouted to open it. Margaret, tearful but determined, agreed. Inside, Calvin Trent was found alive, barely breathing, showing signs of poisoning that mimicked death. Paramedics rushed him to Westmere General Hospital. Dr. Noorani discovered 2 small puncture marks, evidence of deliberate poisoning. Deputy Superintendent Dane, who had orchestrated the funeral and resisted an autopsy, vanished immediately. As the investigation expanded, Rowan uncovered evidence linking Dane to a transnational drug syndicate. Trent had been working covertly with Interpol to expose corruption in law enforcement. His assassination had been arranged to prevent a damning report from reaching international authorities. Baron became a hero, but not without cost. He was injured defending Rowan during a dramatic hospital confrontation when Dane and an accomplice attempted to finish the job. Rowan fought them off, and both assailants were arrested. The conspiracy's depth stunned the nation. Officials across New Zealand, including a judge and a member of parliament, were implicated. Margaret's sister, Helen, was revealed to have unwittingly helped by delivering poisoned coffee to Trent, manipulated by her secret lover, a corrupt official. Trent survived, though his recovery was long and uncertain. Rowan, offered the position of superintendent, accepted reluctantly, driven by loyalty and justice. Baron healed too, though his days of active work were over. 6 weeks later, in a modest ceremony at Westmere Park, Superintendent Rowan Hayes stood with Calvin Trent and Baron. Margaret watched with pride. The town had endured betrayal, but healing had begun. Rowan looked down at Baron, then at Trent. "We're still standing," he said. "And we keep moving," Trent replied. "One honest step at a time." In the distance, the bell tower rang, not to mark a passing, but to signal a new beginning.